Hey, what's up, guys? Alan here with EatSleepTrade.net. Gonna go over a watch list with you guys for the week of September 8th, 2015. It's been a couple weeks since I've put a watch list up. It is not because I'm lazy, it is because I have not been too fond of the market conditions, as I'm sure you guys are all aware. It is quite erratic right now, very difficult to read and predict, and I like to trade in an orderly market where things make sense, and right now the market doesn't make much sense. On a good note, if you're a day trader, there's a lot of volatility in the market right now, and that's great for day traders. So there's still plenty of opportunities to make money in the market. So just because I don't upload a watch list doesn't mean I'm saying don't trade the market or you're going to lose all your money. I'm just saying I like market conditions to be very specific, and when they aren't the way that I want them to be, I have no problem stepping aside and just kind of hanging out. And I'm always watching the market, so sometimes trades arise and I will take a position in them. But I'm not watching the market as often as I normally am when the market is orderly and there's a lot more trade setups. So, anyhow, I hope everybody has a good 3 day weekend. Markets are closed on Monday for Labor Day, but we will be ready and waiting for Tuesday morning and the market open. So, sit tight, have a good weekend. We'll be back in just a second. Alright guys, welcome back. First thing I want to take a look at real quick is the SPY. And you could look at any of the major markets and you can read either one to decide what you're gonna. They all pretty much do the same thing. So the Dow Jones, you could see it's not a much different picture than the SPY. Some people prefer to look at different things. Look at whatever you want. We're gonna take a look at the SPY here. As you can see, the huge market sell-off that everybody was been talking about, and oh man, and we're going into a bear market. No, buy the dip and buy the dip and pray and hold. When the markets get like this, I tend to just watch. It's crazy, it's volatile, it's great for day trading, but not so much for swing trading. It's too unpredictable, and there's really no order to the market. Last week, I was still bearish on the whole overall market. I put up a sector map every week at the end of the week of the market, and the sectors are all red. So you guys could take a look at heat maps, same thing. Everything's red. And I'm not trying to long a bunch of stocks in a market that is completely red. So just wanted to touch base on this. Very unorderly, hard to read, hard to predict. Don't know where the market's going, but right now, in my opinion, the markets are headed to continue lower. So that's just my opinion. So first up on the list, we're going to take a look at BLDR. One of my favorite things to trade are stocks that don't show weakness when the markets are really weak. So they tend to hold up and they're not selling off like all your big names like Apple, Amazon, etc. And BLDR is one of those stocks that has been really strong. The first trade we made on BLDR, we bought off this lower channel right down here around 580. Ended up selling here around $7, only for the stock to gap up and go all the way to 13, which it happens. But the stock is still strong. We got a nice ascending wedge right here that's forming with this multi-top, and I went long on it on Thursday for the possible breakout here on 1550. As you can see, that failed, didn't quite work out. I am, however, still long on the stock and do anticipate that this will break above that 1550 area and possibly continue higher. So that's going to be one of the trades I hold on to through next week. Next up on the list is ARQL. And we got a nice large wedge forming on the daily chart here. Big huge range that we had on this enormous run that you would expect it to crash back down. That didn't happen. It's slowly pulled back and done its thing. But as we consolidate here and get back above our 20-day moving average as well as the 50-day moving average, get across with the 20 above 50, break out on this wedge, and definitely going to be looking to long a play on this guy if we can show some strength and volume coming in on Tuesday. So you can see the failed breakout on the wedge here, pull back, and now a second attempt to get out. So Tuesday is really going to tell the tale of the tape on this one, if we're going to continue to get that market strength, or are we just going to get another failed breakout and continue lower. Next up on the list is DSKX. Another one that's been a fairly strong stock, as you can tell, just putting in highs and ramping up nicely. Has now started to consolidate and coil up here. I like the candle that was formed here on Friday and would like to see that push out of this top side wedge, and maybe looking to make a trade on this based off this candle low at 325 with a high of 350. So you're risking a quarter, and really the target on this thing is going to be somewhere up near $4 at this prior resistance area, which is a pretty major area here, relevant to the chart and its past. So that would kind of be the idea on this one if we start to see some strength on this wedge that's forming. Next on the list, we're going to take a look at HNR. Nice little flag setting up. Another stock that was really strong last week, even though the market itself wasn't all that strong. This resistance here around 150s is going to be a pretty major area that we're going to want to get to and break above that one. This whole area here between 150 170 is really going to have a lot of resistance into it. So watch this little flag set up here. See if we start breaking to the top side of that resistance, 150s, and see if we can't get a position on that to take that one up. Hopefully continue higher and maybe even see some new relative highs as far as this year. Next up on the list is going to be JOB. One that had a huge running towards the beginning of the year or towards the end of last year, and now it's been kind of pulled back, coiling around. You have your range tightening up. You got this huge multi-bottom right here on a descending triangle, and really going to be looking for this to break out to the top side of this triangle, get above our 20, let our 20-day cross above that 50, and see if we can't get in for a play on this one. So going to be keeping an eye on that. Lesser expensive stock, less than $1. So it really gives you opportunity to build a position that is larger than we typically are able to build. Next up on the list, we're going to be taking a look at EMNG. Another descending triangle on this one as well. Quadruple bottom, every single bottom coming in with the support here at 92 cents. Same again on Friday. I like the candle that was formed here. Nice long tail that's at least 2-3 times the size of the body of the candle. Push back above this 20-day here and get out of this resistance on the wedge, and hopefully see some movement back up to that top side. That 92 cent area is definitely key. Easy place to get in on a trade right now with an 8-cent risk and a possible upside, back up into this area here around 120, 130. So going to be keeping that one on watch. If we hold that 92 area as support, definitely looks like a chart that could begin to head back higher. All right, and last but not least, we're going to take a look at TRN. Just kind of an interesting chart overall. You can see the downtrend that we've been in. That's very orderly, touching, lower high, lower high, lower high, and just orderly overall. Coming off a steep bottom here, a lot of times when you see these huge steep bottoms put in, it's a good sign for a reversal, and I love to get in on this pullback right here. So that's what I'm going to be looking at. I like the candle that's forming in here. It's an easy play with low risk, high reward options. You're talking a stock that has a range right now of about $1, and you can risk yourself less than $1 entering in at a good spot if we get above our 20-day with ranges of $1 to $2 over a couple of days, or 3 or 4 day run like this here with a low of 23.50 all the way to a high of 27. So $3-4 worth of range right here in 3 or 4 days is huge, and really something that we want to definitely get a part of if we can. So going to be watching this for a possible trend reversal. Look if we can get above this downtrend resistance and above our moving averages. Sets us up with a pretty good opportunity to make a trade on that one. Alright guys, that's going to wrap it up for this week's watch list. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for future videos. Also check out the website eatsleeptrade.net. From there you can follow us on Twitter, like our Facebook page, and stay up to date with all the stocks that we are watching and trading. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.